Welcome to another director's commentary. Because I had so much fun making the one for Bloodlust, I decided to do one on Phoenix Gold.
Williams, you have a new client.
Now, this is the introduction to Mary Tobias, played by Amy Barry, and she's talking to her old fling, which just happened to be Detective Marshall Williams, played by Ethan Wisher.
Tobias, you two are married.
Fun fact, if you actually pause that shot of the newspaper, you can see some of the strange writing that Hamish had put in beforehand when I was editing the document. Some very rude things in there.
Just this once. Old time's sake.
We actually had a violin lesson in the background all throughout the shoot, which was 2 weeks.
Robert had left for an emergency business meeting that Saturday evening. She made dinner for him, but he never came home. Then Sunday morning she got a phone call explaining that her husband was dead, and she was to come down to the police station immediately.
They tried to tell me some half-done lie about why they weren't pursuing his case. But I knew it was because Robert was always caught up in some sort of shady illegal business.
Tobias was actually originally supposed to be part of the mafia, but we cut that out just so we can stay a bit more mysterious about this whole incident. So these are some of the B-roll shots that I took later that night. You can see that some of the renovations had finished around the train station, so it kind of doesn't put it in its time, but we just made do what we had.
Robert Tobias was last seen alive entering room 406.
There's actually a funny continuity error in here. You see him take his jacket off, and then he switches off the light in his jacket.
Chest, lipstick smudges on the victim's face, a cult anaconda, and the lipstick stains.
So here's some shots of the evidence, and then our first suspect. And this was actually done by screenshotting and then colouring in the screenshot of the silhouette from the film, and then to reveal Charlotte Thompson, the receptionist that we saw at the start.
Could you step into my office, please?
Of course, Mr. Williams.
Do you know this man?
This is actually the first scene that we shot of the entire film.
He was in the papers. You two were close, weren't you?
That was 5 years ago.
The funny thing about the scene is Marshall's got a cigarette in his mouth and one on the cigarette holder.
You've worked with me for a long time. Okay, I'm not blaming you.
Charlotte Thompson is played by Ella Mooney, and she did an amazing job in this.
Play naive with me, Charlotte. Okay, you know something. What were you doing with Robert Tobias?
I slept with Robert.
Speak up!
I was having an affair.
In this scene, she captured Charlotte's doe-eyed, Audrey Hepburn-style nervousness perfectly.
As if someone knew what I was doing.
Tell me, Charlotte. Who does this gun belong to?
Once Marshall shows Charlotte the gun, she's actually placed in the corner of the table. I did that so I can get a high-angle shot, but it kind of looked like she teleported.
That's Larry's gun.
You're dismissed.
This next scene is in the Red Triangle in Fitzroy. Pretty difficult because we had to manoeuvre around other people playing pool and the blasting music overhead. But our boom up was very diligent and we almost didn't have to edit any of it in post, so that was a good bonus.
Oh, Marshall, a girl's got to get out sometime. When you called me and said you had to leave, do you think I'd let you do this on your own?
We have a few questions about the death of Robert Tobias.
Poor Hamish Menzies, who played Larry, kept trying to keep these balls in the right place so the continuity would stay the same, but we had no markers, so it was a little bit impossible. Kudos to his effort, though.
Where were you the night of June 14th?
Amy's efforts in production design was absolutely amazing. She did all the makeup for everybody, every single day, and did not fail me once. She was an absolute legend in this movie.
Who?
That scumbag, fooling around with my Lottie. She wasn't exactly subtle with all her sneaking around.
So you followed her.
You see a cheeky Red Bull there?
She's my girl.
Your girl, huh? She wasn't your girl when she was sleeping with another man.
That sleaze isn't half the man I am.
Hamish was so amazing at Larry's character. He was so convincing and his expression was fantastic in
Do
this.
anything. Get your hands off me. You followed Charlotte to the Palms Hotel. Your gun was found at the crime scene, and Tobias's blood was all over your coat. I didn't do it.
So this next shot was really difficult to do because there was so much headroom. But Boom Up was pretty good weaving around.
The bloody stuff wouldn't let me up. I drank myself blind at the bar.
How dare you lie to me? You killed my husband.
Lying bitch!
I didn't do it.
We convicted Larry Hayden late that evening.
So this is the scene where Mary drags Marshall away from his investigation with a little bit of seduction.
Something about his case. Something tugging at the back of my mind.
Both actors, Amy and Ethan, had amazing chemistry in this film because they'd worked with each other in vet acting before.
To break your tiny little heart, Mr. William.
I was proud of that shot.
Are my legs distracting you?
Don't do that with me, Mary. We're both better than that.
Darling, I'm completely innocent. I'm not one to control your thoughts.
You're not to be trusted.
Besides, thoughts are far from your concern. It's discipline you can't.
So in a couple of shots from now, you can actually see the blinds, the Venetian blinds that we stuck up with gaffer tape on the set. And the day we decided to remove them, it actually made a massive hole in the wall and we had to patch it up pretty quickly before the landlord could see. That was very much a moment of panic for everybody, especially me.
How about you took some time off?
The floorboards of this room, although they were beautiful for their rustic qualities, they were the squeakiest floorboards in the whole world, I swear. So kudos to Amy for her quietest maneuver of those heels.
Nights like these remind me of Venice. Why did it ever end?
You left, Mary.
Why do you have to go and ruin things like that?
Me. You're the one who asked.
I really must be going.
And there you go, it clicked.
Mary, why was one of your Phoenix Gold cigarettes left at the crime scene last weekend?
Crime scene being my parents' bedroom.
How could I have been so blind?
What are you on about?
And the cigarettes!
The violins actually worked perfectly throughout the tension of that sequence.
Doesn't smoke. You knew Robert was having multiple affairs, so you couldn't have loved him for his loyalty. It was his money that seduced you. That's why you married him. That's why you killed him.
You're
You
crazy!
were oh so clever up until that careless cigarette. I can see it all now.
There you can see that the staff is actually Mary in disguise, but we didn't really make that explicit because I thought it was a fun little Easter egg.
You must have been there after Charlotte left. 10:29 p.m. How'd you kill him, Mary?
You want to know how I did it? Fine. It wasn't a fast death.
The dead corpse scene was pretty fun to do. We dragged the body, we threw it on a bed like 20 times. You can see out there that's actually daytime, and then when we cut back it's night, but yeah, we're on a tight schedule, so it wasn't too bad.
When he finally croaked it, all that was left to do was lock the door and let him rot away for a few hours and return the coat to poor old...
That's actually my bedroom.
I only did it for us, Marshall. We can split the money. Larry's in jail. We can run away together. It'll be just like Venice. Like old time.
We never actually found out what happened in Venice. That was just a mysterious little steamy getaway they had back in the in their youth.
Darcy,
Put the phone down, Marshall.
So the one thing I regret about the scene is the fact that Mary doesn't struggle, because I know her character and she definitely would have struggled. We were running around the neighbourhood looking for the right lighting, and I found the perfect one at a car park. The lights were so harsh, but it looked beautiful translated to black and white, so I'm so grateful for that car park.
Business went bankrupt. Couldn't keep up. Lost a friend, lost my career, lost the devil disguised as a woman.
Ethan actually came from a different school, so it was such a big favour to me that he was doing this project. And I'm so grateful because every day he came on time, ready to go, with all this energy, and I don't know how I could have done it without him.
Oh no. Be careful, child. Never play with fire. Mama said his words.
And there you have it. That's my Phoenix Gold director's commentary. I hope you enjoyed it as much or even more than the Bloodlust one. This movie wouldn't have happened without the help of so many people and so many favours being asked, and I'm just so grateful for everyone that made it a reality and helped out with so many things. Thank you, everybody. I'm really proud of it and I hope you are too.
But I know for sure